Who goes there? I say, who goes there?
Ain't no threat to you, just travelers.
How many of you are there?
Just 2, sir.
Come forward.
Just 2 travelers, brother. Saw you earlier, burying that feller back there. Who was he to you?
He wasn't nobody to me.
Well, our country out here.
Our country everywhere.
yeah, ain't that God's only truth? Ain't that God's only truth, boy?
Yeah, I figure it is.
You're all's family?
No, sir. I was on my way from Yuma, met this man traveling separate. Both heading the same ways, figured 2 against the country gives us a steadier chance.
You chose hard country to travel through.
Ain't by choice, I tell you that. See, I hail from Tennessee, little town along the river. And I speak true. Men can't help their surprise when I tell them I was a songster out there, yes sir. Taught the women to sing and such. Folks said I had a voice was like a songbird singing praises of God. Yeah, don't do me no good now. I fear my habits done ripped me from God's gift. I certainly regret that. But I did hail from that town. And I taught the women to sing, and I settled down with a right lovely wife. I think by any measure folks would say I was happy. But I still found myself itching for something. Couldn't quite figure it. Straining like a dog at night. Looking at the moon. Where does a fellow like me get such thoughts anyhow? A fellow with a right charmed life, how's he go get in his head that something's missing? One day as I come in for my lessons, found a man in my bed. A bed I had built myself for me and my woman. And that man, he sprung up, protesting and stuttering and searching for excuses. And I felt something come over me. It wasn't anger. It wasn't rage. It was... Brothers, I don't rightly know the feeling. Something too big for men like me. Well, I turned from that man in front of me, and I took up my Tennessee rifle and I shot that man dead. My wife, she knew she sinned, what with being unfaithful. But she told me direct. Couldn't carry on sleeping next to the gentleman, killed another. Didn't feel nothing for it. Couldn't very well look at that gentleman, much less live with him, much less marry him. So I took up my things and I left. I head down to Texas. On account another man told me I could earn a decent keep hauling silk. I float down Yuma. I figure I'd head San Diego way. And here I am. Now hear me, brothers. I sinned. I drank. I indulged in games of chance. I lost my way. And I stole. I stole to survive, mostly. Now I admit to those things, but I ain't never killed another man since that fella in my bed back in Tennessee. And that's the God's honest truth.
You ain't never told me that.
Never told me much of yourself, neither.
Listen, I've been traveling with you and I don't mind it. But here's a fact. Them things you done in your life, them things you regret, they still been done. Them things you done, you gotta learn to live with, also bury you. You may be a kind man, but I ain't got no quarter for a penitent man. 'Cause a penitent man's looking backwards so often, he might catch himself tripping headfirst into an early grave.
You ain't figure yourself a kind man?
No, I ain't. I am a wicked man. Born wicked. Never had no father nor mother to teach me the Christian ways. Had myself 3 brothers in their stead. Brothers raised to be scoundrels and thieves. Them brothers of mine, they beat me and tortured me just for the sport of it. One day, I find a man. Man had on him a pistol. In that pistol was 3 balls. I hid the pistol in basket, and I waited on my wicked brothers to turn to me their backs. One night, he's all asleep. I go to recover my pistol. I sneak behind my youngest brother, and I shoot him between the eyes. Sound wakes up the other 2, so I shoot my older brother right there in his breast. Now the middle brother, he's on his feet. He's looking at me and me right back at him. Now he don't say nothing. He just waits. Waits, content knowing that he's a sinner. And he sinned one too many times. "8 years old, done killed the only family he had, wicked as they were. Just a little boy with a choice. Seek penance. Seek men who don't understand you. They're just gonna string you up for being a murderer. Or run. Survive by your wits and your own hand."
Look who's found himself quite lively. Well, why don't you settle for us? I see a man buried up there, and I see a man here at the fire. You a penitent man, or a wicked one?
Well, I ain't no penitent man. And I don't think myself exactly a wicked man either. Then I ain't never did claim to be them things. Ain't never claimed to be nothing. That feller in the ground over there, in the end, he weren't nothing but a traveler, such as yourself. I'm sitting here at this fire, eating his rations, taking stock of his possibles. Because in truth, what I am is a killer of men. Yes, sir, I am a killer of men. And now I aim to kill ye too.